guest of the day, Shri Pawan Kumar Agarwal, IAS Additional Secretary and CEO, FSSAI, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Special guest of honor, that is keynote address speaker, Dr. Pawan Agarwal, founder and president, Kamalabai Education Charitable Trust, Mumbai. Other dignitaries on the dais, delegates and friends. It's a really privilege for me to be speaking before you on this occasion. IOH has been doing a wonderful job. Last year there was a national conference. I happened to attend that, and I found that the national and international level speakers from the fraternity of doctors, industries, they spoke during the occasion, and they were very highly motivating. Occupation health, all of us are aware, we are all the occupation health experts around here. If you go to the ILO definition, 1950, it is the promotion and maintenance of the highest degree of physical, mental and social well-being of workers. As Mr. Awasthi mentioned, that this is the role we need to play in the organizations, and to a large extent we have been playing. As Mr. Agarwal entered, we were in a small discussion. He was inquiring that whether only PSUs are taking lead in this, or the other private sector also. Definitely there are definite participation from the private sector as well. But if you look at some of the leading PSUs, the IOC, ONGC, BHEL, GAIL, so I think we have come to a certain level wherein we have matured procedures, systems of monitoring the occupational health of the employees as well as the contract workers. But now is the time to pass it on to the next level of small industries and unorganized sector. So as Mr. Awasthi was suggesting, I will also add that maybe this IOH could take up this drive to take the occupational health various procedures, various systems, what we adopt in the organized sector to the unorganized sector and MSMEs, as Mr. Garg has already mentioned. That will be one of the good contribution. In GAIL, we had issued occupational health guidelines through a document which was well prepared by expert doctors, and the purpose of the OH guidelines was to identify the occupational health hazards, their control techniques, to have good work environment and personal exposure monitoring, screening of employees exposed to chemical, toxic or any harmful substances, maintaining health record of employees, and to analyze the health records for formulating a strategy for improved occupational health care. And we also thought that unless you measure something, you cannot improve. So our team of good doctors, Dr. Mrs. Chandra Tripathi was the leader of that. They have designed a occupational health index. Each and every employee is measured about his occupational health on the basis of certain parameters, and certain marks are allotted to that. So every year, each employee of GAIL undergoes the health index, and certain marks are allotted to it. And that trend is seen whether it is under improvement or not. Since year 2012-13, when we measured the health index of GAIL employees, it was roughly around 77%. And today we are standing at around 86.9%. So constantly we have been improving on these areas. If you talk about the OH governance, occupational health governance in GAIL, we have two kind of committees in GAIL. One is at the occupational, the corporate level, and another is the site levels. We call it corporate level occupational health committee, and site we call it local level health committee. The corporate level occupational health committee is headed by HOD, Health, Safety, Environment, and the CMOs from the corporate office, and the two large work centers, that is the petrochemical plant at Pata and the CMO Vijaypur. They are the members. Besides, we have members from HR and corporate agency departments. Local level health committees, they have the officer in charge of that unit. He is the chairperson, and the HOD HR is one of the member along with HOD Fire Safety and members from other O&M departments. So the mandate is that each of the committees must meet quarterly, and they should make the visits. They should see what are the progress in occupational health management in that unit, and if there are any areas which need to be addressed by the corporate, they should forward it to the corporate committee. And similar way, the corporate occupational health committee generally meets every quarter and addresses the issues. And if there are serious issues, the sites are connected to the video conference, and we try to address those issues. Besides that, if you talk about certain preventive measures to have the good occupational health, we have wellness clinics arranged for the general public. We have the monthly checkups done for the high-risk identified area patients. Then a lot of awareness lectures are arranged at the sites. Various counseling sessions are arranged. Yoga training is arranged in the offices and colonies. Besides annual occupational health checkup, we have made it mandatory for all the employees. Many of the organizations you will find that they are for a particular set of people, like 45 age or plus, or maybe higher frequency for the lower age group. But our management decided that let us have occupational health done compulsory for all the employees, irrespective of their age, cadre and the position. As a result, in fact, maybe Dr. Chandra Tripathi would share that we have found out a lot of cases during these occupational health checkups which could be leading to the ill health of the people, but they are timely identified, and even some of the life-threatening disease could be identified, and suitable action was taken. We are also working on a scheme to reward the healthiest employee at each site and the healthiest site itself. So these schemes are already formulated, they are under approval. So this will give motivation to the employees further. Although it's their own health, they have to see we have best of the facilities for sports, best of the medical facilities. It's a question of utilization. How you really, as Mr. Awasthi mentioned, the realization must come within the individual that health is most important, and naturally they will start. My director of projects, who could not come today, he always mentions that the first hour of the day, when you get up, first hour of the day should be devoted to yourself. It is for you exclusively. So do yoga, do exercises, whatever best you want to do, just devote it for yourself before getting into the day-to-day hustle and bustle. So I think with this I would once again thank the AOH Association for inviting me on this occasion and sharing my thoughts. Thank you so much.